All right, guys, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. We are excited to get going. It's another stacked show. It is Monday, March 14th, so let's just jump right into this one. As you can tell, cool things already happening. Very first guest, we're making this rock. My friend, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself.
Caleb, I'm Russell Deer with Crossroads Precision Rifles and Riggs Ranch 22 range. We put on a little 22 shoot every so often.
Yes, you do, and I've been blessed enough to go to 2 of those things, and they were awesome, and I'm really excited to get to that and to this gun, but a little bit before that, let's loop back around, and if you would, talk to me a little bit about what Precision Rifle is and what you are, Crossroads Precision Rifles, and what you guys do.
Basically, we build bolt-action rifles in Victoria, Texas. Started about 5 years ago behind my house and has grown into about 1,500 square foot shop. We started out to basically work on and rebuild deer rifles. And the market has taken us to just a little bit different place into the precision rifles is what these are called now. We do center fire, we also do rimfire rifles. It's just pretty much full customs.
And center fire, for those that don't know, if you would explain the difference between center fire and rimfire real quick.
Center fire is what you think of when you think of a deer rifle or a sniper rifle, or it's a
normal
large
type
caliber,
bullet, large caliber.
Yeah, big boom. Rimfire is your 22. Well, nowadays we have 22, 17 HMR, and 17 Mach 2, but the little bitty 22 rifle.
Got it. Yeah. So my buddy Chris over at Furniture Warehouse Direct, great place, go see him. He is just the biggest cheerleader I've ever seen for these things, and does an excellent, he leaned on me pretty heavy to get me to go, and I did, and I had a ton of fun. A 22 precision match. Let's tell us what that is, and because these things are competitions, and they're also under a league, or explain how this works.
There are 2 leagues running around right now. We're not really affiliated with either league.
Okay.
We're more of an outlaw match.
I like outlaws, we can do that.
Basically, it's anywhere from 80 to 100 rounds that'll be fired. At my match, we have 8 stages, so generally it's 10 rounds a stage, 80 rounds. The one thing I can guarantee you is you will never get to shoot off of a bench rest. You will always be in some awkward position trying to figure out how to make a shot.
And for those, not to interrupt you, but for a lot of people that just go target shooting, or they got a new rifle or pistol and they go to the range, what you mean by that is you're not just going to have your straight up, posted out, easy shots where there's no stress or any of that. You're going to be shooting in more real life type scenarios, or possible anything but a bench.
Anything but a bench. Anything but a bench. We will shoot prone position, laying on the ground using bipods. We have what's called a tank trap. I don't, some people look at me and wonder what that is.
I wouldn't have known until I went out there and saw.
If you watch the old, Saving Private Ryan on the beach when they were coming into Normandy, there's these huge 3 pieces of I-beam, like a pyramid. We have one of those out there, and we'll say, okay, there's a target at 75 yards. You can use the tank trap. You have to use the points on the top of it. Go make a shot. And it's up to you to figure out how you're going to get comfortable, get steady, and shoot. And it seems daunting the first time you do it, but after about the second or third time, you kind of figure out things.
and people see a rifle like this, and they're like, "Holy smokes, that's a 22!" And it it looks super tricked out, and it is.
It is.
But it's because when these matches, they are precision, and a lot of times you're shooting at something like this big and 100 yards away.
We had what's called a KYL, or Know Your Limits rack, and it's 10 targets hanging on pendulums. I believe mine starts at 2 inch and goes down. The last target is 1/4 inch. So
good Lord.
About the size of my point of my pinky finger. And we have people hit it on a regular basis.
Yes,
not
sir.
Everybody does. I don't do it quite often.
Yes, sir.
But I've had shooters hit it. The accuracy we can get out of a 22 now is not the same as it was 15 years ago in most cases. We're building better actions, better barrels. And when I say we, the industry, not myself personally. Ammunition, we're not shooting the $2 a box stuff that you get from Walmart. Our ammunition is a little bit more expensive. It's not the same as a center fire. It's $8 for 50 rounds as opposed to $35 or $40 for 20 rounds.
When I made that mistake the first time I came out, I brought that real
Everybody
super
does.
cheap ammo.
Everybody
and
does.
Got dusted pretty quick out there.
There's a reason we don't shoot it.
Yes, sir. No, one of the things though that anytime going to a new event or something like that, where you're not, if you've never been to a precision rifle contest or something like that, it's somewhat intimidating the first time, because you think everybody's going to be jerks and nobody's going to talk to you and all that. And I had the exact opposite experience. I mean, everybody went out of their way to be kind. I probably shouldn't even tell everybody, because everybody will want to, but you even let me use your rifle that day. And then I hosed you on the scoring twice, and I didn't mean to, but I miscounted you and cost you points there, but you were still super nice to me and didn't throw me off your range. But what would you say to somebody that's never done this and they're interested? What would you say to get them out and have them join you?
Come on out, watch a match. More than likely you'll end up shooting a match if you come out to watch a match. This is probably, this is the upper third of all the rifles out there. You don't need to start with something like this. Most shooters are familiar with a Ruger 1022. It's probably the most common rifle out there. Put a decent scope on top of it. You can come out and win the match with a Ruger 1022.
Yes, sir.
Now, unfortunately, you're going to end up, if you love it, you're going to end up building something like this at some point in the game. But it does not have to be a huge expense up front to come out and have a lot of fun with it. We love having people out first time, because we're doing things with the 22 that most people don't think can be done, and we open a lot of eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, and again, I was shocked that you guys were shooting at targets, like you said, the size of the end of your pinky at 100 yards and all that. And but I felt like I leveled up as a shooter, because shooting around cover, shooting over roofs, things like that. Like it showed me that I wasn't half the shooter that I thought I was walking in, because it's kind of like the guys that think they're going to fight everybody. Oh, I'll knock him out. No, you won't. Like that's not happening, And this humbled me very quickly in the sense that
it will. It's a great training tool. Trigger time is the best thing to learn with. And if you're always shooting, off of the same bench or the same rest, and you've always got this bag and everything's always comfortable, you're getting to little bitty groups, but what happens in you're driving through the pasture and a coyote runs out at 90 yards.
Yes, sir.
And this helps with that.
Real quickly, if you wouldn't mind, can you go through just the main, in about 60 seconds, just kind of walk me through the main parts of this rifle? And for those that are wondering, as you can tell by the line, it is clear. It's clear and safe, and magazine is out and on the table. So we've already pre-cleared this weapon to make sure it's good to go. Yep. This rifle. And so, if you wouldn't mind, just very quickly, kind of hit, maybe go barrel.
I'll start at the top and work our way down.
Roger that.
We've got a Toric Track 4 to 20 power scope on top of it, first focal plane. Set of American Rifle Company mounts. This is a Bagheera barreled action. I added a Crossroads Precision bolt shroud, Eric Cortina tuner, which affects the harmonics of the barrel and really tunes your group in. We've got a MPA BA comp chassis, a Atlas or a B&T Atlas bipod, Bix and Andy trigger. It's all the same components that you would have in any rifle. These are arguably some of the better ones that you can put on there. But this rifle was, I put the whole thing together. The only thing that started out in one piece was the barreled action.
And this is what you're leaving with me for coming on the show. Thank you for having me type thing. Very quickly, for those that want to join the match, March 22nd in Goliad at 9 a.m.
No.
How can they?
March 20th.
March 20th. March 20th.
I screwed that up.
Nope, that's all right. Hey, this is what pins are for. We can mark right through that. Right. So let's do that again. March 20th, 9 a.m. Goliad. How can they reach out to you? How can they ask any questions or be a part of this if they would like to join?
They can look us up on Facebook. It's Riggs Ranch 22 Range on Facebook. Or you can go to Crossroads Precision Rifles Facebook page, or you can contact me at 361-550-7033. Generally answer that phone from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Good deal.
Just reach out, and if you have questions about the match, I can walk you through what we're going to be doing. We're going to go out and actually set the match up shortly. We'll get all the barricades set up, so we'll decide if we're going to shoot off of a rooftop, a tank trap. If we have a hanging rope out there that we'll shoot off of, there'll always be some prone.
Yes, sir.
So.
No, that's great. And again, thank you for the kindness that you guys showed when I came out there. Guys, these events are a ton of fun. They humble you very quickly as a shooter, but they also level you up at the same time. And you walk out of there better than you walked in. And everybody's super kind. Everybody's super willing to help and work with you. So it's just a really cool deal. Make sure you hit them up. Those are skills that just may come in necessary one day, guys. Let's take a quick break we'll take a quick break for our sponsors and be right back.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
Marketing today can be complex. Emails, customer relationship management, lead tracking, landing pages, and text messaging. But what if you could do it all with just one tool? And what if there was an agency behind the solution that could do it with you, or better yet, do it for you? Introducing Thrive Fuel 360, the new do-it-for-you digital marketing solution. Drive leads, nurture prospects, automate follow-up, connect with your audience, and book appointments all in one place. Thrive Fuel 360.
It's Cayman Furniture's annual President's Day sale. Hi, I'm Bentley Cayman, and it's happening right now up to 65% off on all furniture. Plus, up to 5 years of no money down and no interest.
And you thought I was kidding? Buy today, and we'll have it in your home tonight.
All right, guys, we are back. I'm gonna say I'm excited for this, and everybody's gonna laugh because I always get excited, but it's true. This gentleman and his family have done something that very few people aren't able to do. You know, business and owning, operating, and maintaining a business is very difficult. It's a rewarding experience, but it's also a lot of late nights, early mornings, stress, all those things. But their story to me is pretty neat, and I'm gonna just shut up now and let the gentleman introduce himself. And so if you wouldn't mind, sir.
My name is John Fossati, and I'm with Fossati's Delicatessen, which is on the corner of Main and Wanlin Street. And we're going to be celebrating our 140th anniversry next Saturday.
I'm glad you said that. I've always struggled with that word. Say it one more time for me.
Delicatessen.
I'm probably going to say deli.
Deli,
because I love the name. I just can't say it. And so I think that's spectacular. But no, 140-year anniversary at the deli. That.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, like I told you right before we started, you know, I've only had a business 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And that's been a lot, you know, and it feels like about 10 or 15 years, but it's only been 5. And so I look at this and it just knocks me on my rear end, you know. If you wouldn't mind, tell me a little, I'm going to shut up now. Hard for me to do, but I'm going to shut up now. And would you just tell me about the history of this, your family? How did we get to 140 years?
It's really interesting. My great-grandfather, Frank Napoleon Fossati, is the one who started the deli. He immigrated from Italy, from Milan. He was about in his late 20s, and he was a trained stone cutter. He learned the trade of cutting stone, and he and some of his buddies immigrated to America because at that time America was booming. They were building and they needed stone cutters. So he came to America, went through Ellis Island, and lived in New York for a couple of years. And as a stone cutter, he worked in a stone yard. And then he made his way down to Texas because he heard they were going to be building the state capitol. And so he and his buddies came down to Texas. And when they got here, it was too early. They hadn't even started with the capitol. So he worked in Austin as a stone cutter. And at some point, he made his way to San Antonio and actually down to Victoria. Victoria had a stone yard, and that's how he got here. After several years of cutting stone, he developed emphysema, and for health reasons, he quit that profession and thought, well, I'm just going to open a saloon and a chili stand, and he did on the corner of Main and Wanlin Streets. And that's how this all started. It was actually a saloon to begin with, and it was called the Cosmopolitan.
Well, I can see how after stone cutting does not sound like an easy career
No.
field, and I can see wanting to drink after
Yeah.
doing all that stone cutting. That almost just makes sense to me.
It was actually located across the street from where the deli is now. This business has been on every corner of that intersection.
Holy smokes!
The building that's standing now was built in 1905, but he started in 1882 across the street, and it was just a saloon, and he was open 24 hours a day. There were no doors. I mean, it was a saloon.
How cool!
And dirt road and all that, and he operated that with a partner. He actually had a partner, and then eventually he bought him out, and got to the point where prohibition took over, and so he had to quit selling alcohol. So he started selling imported cheeses and meats and making sandwiches for people that came. People came down to downtown Victoria to shop, and so he started feeding them.
Yes, sir.
And that's how the deli part came in there, and he eventually built across the street and then went across. And he was a jack of all trades. He sold seafood and supplies for different projects that people might need. He built a second floor. The second floor to the building right now, it was an apartment, and he would let people stay there if they needed a place to stay for the night. And he was a very nice man. He was very involved with the city, and
I'm sure in the growth of downtown Victoria at that time is also.
Right. So, of course, he started selling alcohol after Prohibition, but at that point, he was doing very well as a restaurant.
Yes, sir.
And so he stayed there doing that until he retired, and then his son, my great uncle Kyton, took over.
Kyton, that's a cool name,
Yeah,
Kyton. I've never heard that. I like that name.
Caeton. So the family always just called him Uncle Kite. And
I can see that too.
He was very involved with the city as well. He was on city council. If you've been to the Pump House restaurant,
Yes, sir.
That used to be the original water pumping station that pumped water out of the Guadalupe and took it downtown. And both my great-grandfather and my great-uncle were aldermen, which is what a city councilman is right now. So there's a bronze plaque on the outside of that restaurant that has their name on it.
Wow. A lot of history there.
I asked Louise Patello if I could have that, and she said no.
yeah. I probably wouldn't want to let that go either if I was her. I totally understand.
Yeah.
It's wow. So what does it mean to you to have be standing here 140 years later and be manning this ship and running things?
It's always been a special place for me. I remember my father taking me in there when I was just a little boy, and my great uncle would make rock candy. He had this big jar, and we'd string the rock candy, and he would always give me a piece of rock candy when I went in there. But I always thought it was really cool, but that was it. And my father was very involved with the board, and he retired and asked me to get on the family board and kind of help take over. So it's a family board of directors, and we have 36 shareholders, and we're all related.
Wow, that's super cool, and I'm sure y'all always get along. Nobody ever dukes it out, anything like that.
We always agree.
I believe it. No, I'll tell you, when I first moved to Victoria, this was one of the first places that I heard about it, and I was almost immediately told, well, you need to go down there and go eat. And,
Absolutely.
And I've 10, 15, 20 years later, however long I've been here, I still can't say the second half of the name, but you guys are a staple here, and it's, to me, that's just, again, 140 years, so many businesses, sadly, through COVID, through all these things, they go away and they don't come back. And to have some place here in Victoria that has such a history, I mean, to go from Ellis Island to San Antonio to Victoria, cutting stone of all things, and then, it's phenomenal to me. And you guys are a historical building and stuff as well, correct?
Right. Back in the 70s, mid-70s, we refurbished the building, my family, not back my father's generation. He and my father had 10 brothers and sisters, and several of them got together because the building had gone through some hard times and it needed either to be raised or fixed up. And so several of them got together and refurbished it and applied for a historical marker through the state, and they got it.
Outstanding.
So, and we're doing, presently, I'm the 4th generation, and my cousin and I have an aunt that we're very involved in keeping the building updated. So we're doing some minor renovations right now. We got a new roof, and we're remodeling the restrooms, and we have a great staff. We have 2 managers that manage it for us. This is the first time actually that a family member has not managed the deli. The family owns the business and the building, but we've got non-family members who run it, and they're doing a great job.
Well, you know, I think after 140 years, you guys deserve a break. I think that's okay that I think that's okay.
Yeah,
you know, 140 years.
They're doing great. We have wonderful staff that's been with us for several years. So,
yes, sir. Well, they're always smiling faces anytime I'm around there, and I'm very grateful. I've talked so much, we almost haven't gotten to the event.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's my fault. I just think this is spectacular, but I want to make sure we hit this. So on March 19th, Saturday, from 11 to 9, you guys are having your anniversary celebration out there. Can you tell me a little bit about what will be going on?
Sure. You know, normally we're only open Monday through Friday for lunch from 11 to 2. But Saturday we're going to open for the anniversary celebration. We're going to be open all day. We'll be open for lunch from 11 to 9. So you can come and go and have lunch and dinner. We're going to have live entertainment.
I think Love Me Last is going to be playing over there. I think he is. He played on here before, did a great job.
Okay.
And if I'm right, he's awesome.
Great.
So you'll enjoy that. And giveaways also?
We're going to have, you'll be able to order off the complete menu, and we're going to have anniversary cake. Everybody gets free dessert.
Yes, sir.
And we'll give away T-shirts and coffee mugs and gift cards. So,
outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and to give us that history. I'd love to sit down with you in the future, and maybe we'll go on site with the Meet Victoria show and do an episode on you guys, because I think this is so neat. And,
it's a cool building. You know,
sir.
It's got a lot of history behind it, and it's just a fun place to be.
Well, you guys are part of Victoria. You've been part of what helps build this town, and so I appreciate you for it. Guys, make sure you get out to their event Saturday. This thing is going to be awesome. 140 years in business, guys. We want to make sure we support that and we celebrate them for it, because I just think that's awesome. My friend, thank you so much for taking the time. Yes, sir. Yeah. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with our last guest.
It's no secret that Americans are always connected to their devices. Phones, tablets, and connected TV devices like Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Reaching consumers through video has never been more complicated. That's why there's now Thrive Fuel Every Screen. With every screen, you can reach the right audience on every device at the right time. Target physical addresses using GPS data to serve video ads at scale and with precision. Bring the science of behavioral and demographic targeting to your video campaigns. Every screen combines OTT, CTV, internet pre-roll, and social video all in one place. Make the most of your video marketing strategy with Thrive Fuel Every Screen. Available now.
All right, guys, we are back with our last guest. She probably needs zero introduction, because I swear she's on like 600 boards, like 3 other different deals, because her and her husband both do a ton in this community, and we're grateful to them. But today she is here for a very specific thing, so I will shut up. And for those that, like the 3 people in town that don't know who you are, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and tell us who you're with today.
I am Shannon Longoria. I am here representing the Kiwanis Club of Victoria. We're doing a special event called the Riverside Ride, and we're super excited about that. I love being a part of the Kiwanis Club because it's all about children. It's all about making sure that we're enhancing the organizations and empowering the organizations who are serving children well. And so we use this event to bring awareness and raise funds to do that more and to be able to support them more. So
yeah, well, I think it's spectacular, and I wanted to just rewind a little bit and talk about, I butchered the name. I'm that guy that always butchers the name, and I got corrected before you walked in here. It's not Kiwanis.
I think we need to have a lesson, so let's do this together.
Teach me.
Kiwanis.
I feel like I'm working with my son, but I need it broken down like that. Kiwanis. Because you said it was such
Don't look at it. It's
ease.
harder if you look at it.
I want to say Kiwanis when I look at it.
No,
Like
yeah.
I keep getting. It sounds kind of cool. Kiwanis. No. Okay. We'll just keep it.
We'll let you say it like that. It's okay.
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis. Yes.
Dang it, I will get it. But
yeah.
It's a great, all joking aside and tricky name aside, it's a really great organization. And you said it's for kids. Can you elaborate just a little bit, kind of, the history of this and who you guys are?
Oh my gosh, we've been around since the 1960s, and so we have been a club that's just supported community all across the board. And I know people are mostly familiar with Key clubs, but we actually start from elementary age and do K Kids, Builders clubs in junior high, Key clubs in high school, and Circle K in colleges. In fact, Dr. Kent said that she was a part of a Circle K club when she was at her college. And so I feel like Kiwanis International is really widely known, and I think it just it's something that we felt like was really important in Victoria to keep and maintain, to just make sure that children are have a mindset of community. And starting very young, it helps them understand that community is important, being a part. Everybody's got to do their part, and it might be just a little bit, it might be a lot, but either way, us having that mindset of community really makes our whole community better.
The serving and the giving and all of that.
Yeah, and I mean, we do focus a lot on lower income children, but we help, it's all about education, it's about leadership. We just want to make sure that children are empowered for success.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I think that's spectacular. And the Riverside Ride, this is you all's big annual fundraisers that you do. And forgive my ignorance, how many years roughly has this thing been going on?
I think it's been about 13. I have only been here for the last 3 years, and last year was
the last 3 years have been totally normal, no weird COVID things or pandemics or any of that?
The first year that I was here, it got canceled completely. And last year we took a leap of faith and just said, it's an outdoor event, maybe we can just try it. And the mayor, bless his heart, said, yes, it's an outdoor event. We would love for you to have it to really spark that interest in Victoria and get everybody outside and healthy and all that stuff. So we had the event last year and it went off, with a bang. And a lot of people were talking about how much fun it was. Just walking around, it's great because you can participate in so many different ways. And we've had a lot of community support, thankfully. We have sponsors who've just invested their financially into the event. And then we have people who participate. We have participating organizations who come and provide activities at Kids Fest. And then we have our riders who are training and they believe in the cause. And so we have 3 actually events in one. The first one is really to be a recommended ride to help support those who are competitive riders, and they can go through the rolling hills of Victoria and really experience what it's like to be in Victoria and ride in Victoria. And a lot of riders come back and say, wow, I didn't know Victoria was so fun to ride in. And then we have a family 10K, which is going to be cool because it goes through Riverside Park. We'll have 2 activity stops, one at the zoo and then one over at the children's park where we'll have snow cones and some fun things.
So they stop during the ride?
During the ride. So it's not competitive.
So it breaks it up and it's family.
Yeah,
about 6 miles,
we
roughly
might have
6.3
people
or so.
who have to take rest stops or just want to take that break because they have smaller children. And we want to start encouraging people to get outside, ride together. It is something so fun for families to do together. And this makes it to where it doesn't feel so stressful as you're going through the pathway and you might have to take a break, and it's okay. We want them to have fun. So Texas Zoo is going to have a stop, Children's Park is going to have a stop, and the library is going to be the last stop. Before they get to downtown, our big Kids Fest, which is free, whether you participate in the ride or not, you can come downtown to our Kids Fest, and we are going to have so much fun there. It's going to be a bike rodeo where the PD is going to teach all the kids who come how to do safety things, and I don't know all that they do.
Too much to even get to, huh?
I let them handle
Yep,
that,
yep.
but it looks like so much fun. They even had drunk goggles last year in that little go-kart deal, which was so fun. Even the adults got on that.
I better not catch my kid drunk that or
No, it gives them the opportunity to like see that it's not cool to be drunk and drive, but it's funny to watch.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. That was just a bad joke on my part. Yeah, sorry.
No. We have the YMCA steam bus, which is going to be cool. They can go inside. It'll be kind of like actually cool inside of the bus, but they have like educational things that they're going to have. Girl Scouts are going to be there. Boy Scouts are going to be there. The East baseball team is going to have a batting cage, and their team is going to be out there teaching kids how to bat and hit and pitch. So that's going to be awesome. Chick-fil-A is one of our big sponsors this year, and they're going to have the Chick-fil-A cow, and they're going to give away T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. They'll have Chick-fil-A, their food truck there. We'll also have live music with Southern Drive Band. My sister Stephanie is going to be there.
She's pretty awesome.
Which I'm so excited. She has some new music that she's going to have. So she's going to play in the afternoon, and Take 3 Jazz is going to be there in the morning. So it'll be nice, peaceful music in the morning.
Until you can wake up and
And then she's going to wake us up from about noon to 2, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We have Twirling Tears Cotton Candy. I've never heard of them, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. And Stir Soda Shop Cart.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those.
And Trevino's Concession. So we're going to have some yummy food and treats that are going to be there. Inflatables.
And this
else?
is one of the only
Park.
cycling events, too, that I can think of in Victoria off the top of my head. I mean, there may be one or two, but I can't think of any other.
I don't really know of any. I know they have one in Goliad. Early fall.
That's right. Yeah.
But I
or
don't.
Beeville Stingers. I don't know. But for Victoria, though, that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. I mean, and so we're really excited. The city of Victoria has been great. Toyota of Victoria is our presenting sponsor, so they've been amazing. And it really has been a collaborative effort. We've just had a great time putting it together, and we hope everybody just comes out and has a good time.
Because I can't stress enough that. While there will be professional riders out there, or people that are training for the the MH150? MS 150. Yes,
yeah.
I even did that thing and I forgot it. Brandy and Joe Bratton got us into that a long time ago, and we did this particular Riverside ride as a training event, and it was a ton of fun. The wife and I did it, and all
Y'all
of
should
that.
come out again.
I know. Well, I've got even the thing to drag Truman behind me, and I know he would love riding in that thing.
Yes.
But I like this thing on the 10K because that's about 6.2-ish miles, and having it broke up at several different events where they can get off their bikes and all that. I think that's spectacular. And you let me know that Bill's Bicycles was...
Bill's Bikes, yes, they will be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, they provide all of our stuff for the event, so like their tubes and if any repairs need to be made, so that's what's really important. I actually was inspired to go get all of our bikes redone, and it was only like a couple $100, but we have 5 bikes, so I would get it all done.
If you haven't been on your bike in a while, the biggest thing that I learned was having it sized to you, because you can get on a bike and try to ride 1 mile, and you're going to get off and feel like you've been to war, But if you get that bike sized to you and they adjust it to where your body's flowing the way it's supposed to, you can go out and ride 10, 15, 20 miles, and it doesn't hurt you in the same, no impact, it's just smoother on the body. And that was one of those things I learned the hard way is, first time we got a bike, I didn't have it sized and it didn't fit me, and I took off and I was like, this is terrible. Like, I don't like any part of this. I made about half a mile and I was dying. It's like, I'm in better shape than this. What's going on? But I got sized and I got educated on it, and it made all the difference in the world. And so if your bike's all like moldy over in the corner and flat tires, take it over to Bill's and let them get it fixed up and sized for you, and so you're rocking and rolling out there. And what am I forgetting on this? This is, again,
okay, well, we do have some giveaways. So it was so exciting because the Generals, I talked to Mike Yoakum the other day, and he said that they're going to give us season tickets. So we're going to do some giveaways for that. And then we also have 4 bikes that we're going to give away to kids. So you got to get there, sign up at the Kiwanis Club booth, so that way you can get entered to win in the contest. And hopefully some lucky family will get season tickets to the Generals this summer.
Where can they go if they have questions, if they want to register, all the info, where can they go to find it?
Yes, it's riversideride.com.
Okay.
That's the best way to go. It takes you to our actual website, so you can always click the menu, kind of click around and see what the Kiwanis Club is all about. Just want to encourage everybody to go learn more about the Kiwanis club because we are really here for the community and we want to do our best to, serve the community well. So.
And they can also go to the Kiwanis Facebook page,
Oh, yeah.
or there is also a Riverside Ride page as well on Facebook also, correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good deal.
And event. So we're everywhere. And
yeah, those events are good though. Like
yes.
that's good. Y'all created an event for it. That's awesome. And thank you so much. Thanks for all the
thank
hats you wear in
you.
this community. Like I said, you do a ton, and we're grateful as a community for you. And guys, this is just an awesome event. Get out there, check it out. It's a ton of fun. Support them, and Gary Moses will be there, so
Gary
it's legit.
Moses will be there.
It's
Oh
a
my
real
gosh.
deal. So yeah, you don't even have to say his name anymore.
Children's
People just
Museum's
assume.
going to be there. Let's see, Pop-Up Park. Oh my gosh, I think Baskin Robbins is going to
Food
come
trucks,
provide some
inflatables.
sample ice cream. Oh my gosh, there's just going to be a lot of fun things.
Huh?
Just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Just go. Well, guys, just go. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thanks to our guests.
Thank you so much.
Go have some fun. We'll see you in the next show. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.